Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development. We'll be starting our session in a few minutes. Good evening, all. We welcome you to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2022 on occasion of World Social Work Month, World Health Month, and World Press Freedom Month 2022. Commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence, and also International Conference on Social Work and Sciences towards One Health and Sustainable Development 2022, in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute and Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing. Welcome you all once again to the international webinar series. Before we start our session, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue to today's session. Today we have with us Dr. R. Tangaselvi, Assistant Professor of Commerce from Ambai Arts College, Ambasamudram, Tirunelveli, Tamil Nadu, India. We welcome you, ma'am, for the international webinar series. And we request you to take over for the session on business communication with tact and diplomacy. You can unmute yourself. You can see two IDs. Which one you are using, ma'am? Now you can try switching on your video and audio. Your video is visible. Can't hear you.
Sir. Is it audible now?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Good evening, one and all presented here. First of all, I want to thank the God Almighty, at the same time the organizers, for giving this opportunity. For the next 1 hour, we are going to discuss about the effective communication strategies in our workplace. So you can chat, as well as you can share your views in the chat box itself. Not only my views will be shared here, but also you can share your views through the chat box too. Yeah. Before entering to the session, I want to share my PPT. Yes. See there.
Visible, ma'am, PPT.
Yeah, thanks a lot, sir. Okay. My topic is the business communication with the tact and diplomacy. In our working organization, as well as in our personal life, the communication become the very important which is plays a vital role in our day-to-day life with our family members, with our colleagues, as well as in our working place. We have to communicate effectively in order to reach the maximum level of result. That's why the communication which is took place to reach our goals within a stipulated period. So we are going to discuss about the communication with tact and diplomacy. So what are the strategies we have to follow while communicate with each and everyone, which is a basic thing we have to learn. What are all the types of communication we are using, at the same time what are the process between that, what are the barriers behind that, and in order to overcome that barriers, what we have to do. We have to find out the remedies too. That's why I concluded with the remedies, how we can find out the best communication strategies to reach the maximum level. Well, in order to know the basic facts and strategies of communication, before that we have to know the basic meaning of the communication. Communication is nothing but we have to exchange our ideas or else feelings and any other informations between the people, which is called as the communication. So we can if we want to say, or if we want to convey something to the people, maybe a sender of the message will be one. At the same time, the receiver or receivers will be more. At the same, we can deliver the same message to the mass too. That's why the communication means we can exchange our thoughts, ideas, feelings, and information it will be happen between the two or more than two, which is called as the communication. So we should know the basic meaning. After that, what are the process behind that? So may I know, my dear friends, you can chat through the chat box. I can able to see the answer in the chat box itself. May I know which is the feeling you want to express? If if you want to express something means, what are all the ways you may follow? May I know? If you want to share your ideas or feelings or thoughts, what are all the ways hope you follow in an organization or else with your in your personal life? What all the ways are there to share your views? How will you communicate with each other? For an example, I am communicating with you through the oral mode. By the word of mouth, I am communicate with you. For me, what it will be? How will you communicate? May I know, my dear friends? You can share your ideas through the chat box itself. Yeah, non-verbal communication. Ravindra sir, verbal communication. Yeah, thank you. You can share your views through the word of mouth or else by the body language itself. You can able to share your views. Thank you. Thanks a lot for your answers, sir. So that for the communication, we can share our views, thoughts, or informations and some other feelings what you want to convey with one or the more than one person, which is called as communication. For the communication process, what it will be taken. So we should know that now the communication process will be what all the process between the communication. So that there are two important peoples are there. One is the sender, another one is the receiver or receivers. So that sender means any one of the person may who is the person who is sending the message to the one person or the more than one person who is called a sender, who is the who may have the content or else he wants to express the feeling or words or vocabularies or else any of the information to someone else. Hope he may have the content to share with someone else. At the same time, the receiver is the person who received that particular message, who is called as the receiver. The receiver means who is able to get the message from the sender, so that he is the person to receive some messages or feelings or words, vocabulary, whatever it may be. In between them, there should be any one message should be there. For the process of the communication, there is two persons are there, one who is the sender as well as the another person who is the receiver. Before that they should have or they should possess some messages to convey. After that, after conveying the messages by the sender, after communicating with someone else, he has to clarify that from the receiver point of view, if the person who has received the message in a right manner. In order to know that the correct result, he has to get the feedback. Feedback means how far as he has received that message, so that the final result will be obtained while we may check through the feedback form. So that we should know the communication as well as the communication process. After that only we can enter into the what are all the why we need the communication and other someone else and how to develop ourselves. So that we should have one sender and receiver or receivers. At the same time, they should have possess some messages. After that, after received certain messages, he has to verify through the feedback too, which is the basic process of the communication. Next one, why we need the communication. So in order to know the importance, even though in our personal life or else in our professional life, the communication which is becoming the vital role or else which is plays the vital role in order to attain our goals. Even in our family, we have to communicate each other to understand the feeling, or else we have to convey something to, or else we have to take some decisions in our family life. At the same time, in our working area too, you hope you are a businessman, or else if you are a professional, or else you hope you can do some other work, whatever it may be, you have to communicate each other in our work space too. At the same time, when we are communicating each other, or else we have to get the maximum result in our organization, the communication is more important too. So the most of the business people, or else in our profession, our service, or else our motto will be to get the maximum extent of result from the people, or else we can able to get more profit, or else we have to elaborate our business. Whatever it may be, it should be communicate each other in our organization. After that only we can achieve our goal. So that the communication is a very important process. Why? We have to know employees feel valued and secured, even though most of the top level, or middle level and lower level people are there in our organization. So that top level management, most of the time they may express that the execution of the work, what they have to execute in the future, which is the basic thing they want to convey to their middle level and lower level personalities. So what is their expectation, what they want to attain in future, what kind of profit they have to earn, what kind of service they have to get from the middle level and the lower level people. They are the top level managements. Most of the time they will be the executors of the particular business. At the same time, middle level personalities, they will be the mediator between the top level as well as the lower level people. The top level people, they may convey the message to the middle level people, they may convey the message to the lower level people to execute the particular work. So that the real workers will be most of the time the lying between the lower level people. So that the working style, the supervise, though if they want to convey the new messages, or if they want to correct the something, means the middle level people, they wants to communicate each other. At the same time, lower level people, they are the real executors of the particular work. So that the top level management, what they have expected from you, it will be conveyed by the middle level management, that the same work will be processed by the lower level management, so that they have to know what we have to do. So that exactly the messages should be conveyed to the top level management, to middle level to the lower level people. So the top to lower level, all those people, they are coming into the management decisions, or else they are took part in each and every part of the working organizations, means they may feel so secure, as well as they may feel the valued one, because their words, it will be heard by someone else of from the top level, or else from the middle level personalities, so that they feel that their values, their feels and their views, it will be it will be heard by their middle level and top level management. At the same time, all those orders, instructions, corrections, whatever it may be, it will be continued to 3 levels of people, means all those people have the equal rights to express or communicate with each other with and if they are able to communicate freely in the organizations, means they may feel my views and feelings, which is valued by our management. At the same time, I may feel secure. Insecurity will be vanished, because here thoughts which is going into the execution. For an example, I think the lower level people who is attending the meeting, and he is providing the tea to each and everyone in a meeting. At the same time, the top level management people, they discuss about our company which has 6 floors. At the same time, there is no escalator or no other lift facility which is provided in our organization. What will be what? Because the lack of the space constraints, so that how we can eradicate that. All those people, they may give some other options too. At the same time, the person who is provided the tea in the lower level people, he just said that if we fix the mirror in each and every floor, so those steps or else in the upstairs, means the persons, they may look at their faces. At the same time, the physical appearance means they won't think about when they are getting into, or else they are using the upstairs too. So which is a simple remedy which is given by the lower level people. Even the decisions or else ideas which is not only given by the top level people, it will be given by middle level or lower level, whatever it may be. If they are able to communicate freely in an organization, means they may feel valued as well as secured. Next one, the team development. All those work in an organization which is not possible to carry out by any one of the people or else any one of the top level management. At the same time, it should be executed through all those people who is connected through the many other departments. So in order to, most of the time, the organization which may has purchase department, raw material departments, sales, advertisement, human resource management, research and development, or else any other transport, employees welfare, whatever it may be, the company could have more than 5 or 6 departments. If they want to achieve any one of the benefit or else any one of the goal of an organization, means it should be interconnected. For an example, if you want to increase the sale of crackers during the month of November, December and January, which is a month we can able to sell more crackers during, because of the Diwali as well as Christmas and New Year will be took place in these 3 months only. So the November, December and January, if they want to increase the sale of crackers, means they have to increase the sale on manufacturing too. So the manufacturing process, which is not only based to one person, so it should be interrelated with each and every department. In order to increase the sale and profit, we have to manufacture more crackers before October. After that only we can able to sell in the preceding or coming 3 months. So increasing that, for increasing that sales or increasing the manufacturing, so we should know that how to increase, means we have to put order for the raw material in a maximum extent. At the same time, the amount should be recovered, or else it should be arranged by the finance department. At the same time, for till the October, they should want to, till the October, they want to increase the manufacturing facts. So which is, for an example, maybe a chance our working time will be 8 to 2 or else 2 to 6, means it should be increased till night or else some other time too. So the OT should be given, or else the added workers should be added too. So in order to increase or else in order to take one process, it should be interconnected. At the same time, the team development process will be increased, or else it will be able to attain our goals. So the better communication will give the team development in an organization. Next one, leadership skills. Not only the top level management or middle level, or also any superiors or foremen or managers, not only that person, apart from that, each and everyone, he is ready to convey the message, what he knows, the technical aspects or else manufacturing aspects or financial, whatever it may be, what he knows, which is conveyed to each and everyone, and which is accepted by each and every person, means which may lead to the better leadership skill. Even though no one is absent on particular day, means the another one is who is carry on the business, which is called as the delegation of authority, which is possible to carry out even though one is lacking or else who is not absent, who is not present to that day, particular day means the another person may, without hesitation, he is able to carry on the particular work, and he may know how to communicate with each other and how to execute the work on the particular day. The delegation of authority at the same time, the leadership skill, it is increased during the better communication. Next one, improve the decision-making process. Decision-making process means we are taking out the alternatives, or we are picking out the particular one from the alternatives. Hope we have 4 choices means we may find out one, or else we should know what are all the pluses and minuses behind each and every decision. After that, we may pick out any one from the alternatives, which is called as decision making process. So that in order to pick out the single one, with the decision making not only depends upon only one person, which may be taken by all those people, the technical team or finance team, or else some other people in an organization, or resource and development, or else research and development and human resource management, advertisement, each and everything which may laying between them. So that in order to take a decision, we should have to know all those people's opinions in order to get the betterment of the result. Next one, we know that what are all the importance, why we have to communicate each other. We have seen for the last 15 minutes. We can go for the type of communication. The communication process, which is very important in an organization, which may plays a vital role. At the same time, why we need the communication in an organization as well as in our personal life, we know that. After that, we should have the communication between each and everyone, not only all those communication process which may comes under the category of the better one. We should know, or we should aware of what are all the types of communications to communicate each other, so that what are the base we may follow. After that only, what are the pluses and minuses begins the each and every communication process or communication methods. After that only, which is the best one. In order to know which is the best one, we should know the types of communication. So the types of communication may falls into formal communication, informal communication, verbal and non-verbal communication. That's the same answer which is given by Dr. Ravindra sir, verbal and non-verbal. Yeah, you are right, sir. We may discuss about all those things. So that formal communication, the formal communication refers to the flows of official information through the proper and predefined channels and routines. At the same time, which may become as the official record in an organization. So that formal communication, which may flows from the top level, after that middle level, after that it will be comes to the lower level people, even though which is the process of communication which is taken by, or else the decision making which is taken by the middle level means it should be given through the proper channel in an organization. For an example, assistant manager, supervisors, foremen, at the end of the time the employees may get the messages. So based on the communication process, the formal communication should be the best one in order to get the betterment of the result. Even though why we need this? So maintenance of authority of officers, even though all those like a grapevine communications, the messages which is delivered to each and everyone as a meeting means, which is not possible to get the betterment of the result. So authority means who is have the power to execute the some of the work. So top level to lower level means all those people, they should know what we have to do for the next 2 months or for the coming years. So top to lower level people, they should know what are all the authorities or else powers which is given to them, what are the responsibilities behind them. Each and everyone may know through the formal communication, clear and effective communication. Most of the time we may receive in our organization like the circular or else mails and some other messages which will be given by in our organization, so that it will be clear as well as effective one, so that the formal communication which may give the clear picture of what they want to communicate to the person. So at the same time, orderly flow of information to the person, it will be conveyed to the each and every person. No one can say, I don't know that message, I'm unaware of that message, I didn't receive the message, like that. If the sales department means all those people in an organization get that message. At the same time, employees means all those people, whatever it may be, top to low, all those people, they can get the messages flow from top to low, easy knowledge and sources of information. They can easily understand. It will be more clear and accurate. The words which will be exactly mentioned, not only for the sake of the conveying the message, it will be the official record for the future too, so that the message, it will be compact, at the same time it will be more clear too. Next, no chances to convey, even though if informal communication, it will be most of the time which will be, it will be given by through the word of mouth. At the same time, formal communication, which is given in the form of the circulars as well as to the mail, or else it will be given through the social media network groups nowadays. After the digital era, most of the time, which is the messages which is given by the persons through the emails as well as the social media groups. Disciplined. So the authority which is taken by the law, top level management or middle level management, the disciplined manner it will be followed. Even though they have provided the circular through your mail or else through the your social media network, means you have to obey or you have to follow the guidelines which is given by the management, so that the if the formal communication which is given to you through the circular means you have to follow the discipline too. Permanent record. If you want to refer, I already conveyed the messages on last month. If somebody said to you, means I didn't hear, I didn't remember, the word which will be most of the time used by the some of the subordinates. At the same time, if you give the message as a the circular means, or in a written format, or in a chart format, or else in a record format, means it will be the permanent record I already given to you. At the same time, you have signed in that particular circular, so that if you signed means you have read all those messages which is given by your management. So it will be the permanent record for the management too, for the official evidence for the future. Reliability. Most of the time, if the formal message which is given by the top to middle and lower level management, means the reliability, at the same time accuracy will be more on compared with the informal communication. At the same time, what are all the pluses begins that if we discuss, means at the same time the demerits or else minuses also begins the formal communication. Wastage of time. If you want to convey the message easily, means most of the time it will take more time. Even though for an example, the fire accident which is happening in our organization, means which is there is no time to draft, as in the fire accident which is appears in the top floor, you have to running out of that floor, means the oral communication or informal communication, it will be easy for us, so that for the emergency or else in order to take the decisions, means formal communications which may take more time to draft. At the same time, if we want to take immediate decisions, means for alternative within a day we have to take a decisions. But if we want to get all those people's consent from the top foreman, assistant manager, foreman, service providers, all those people, if we want to get consent from that people, means it will give the lack of decision making within the stipulated period. So which is not possible to take the decision within a stipulated period, which is the basic drawback before behind the formal communication. A lack of initiative. Even though if they are interested to provide some information to the lower level people only, we can able to give all those messages to all those people, which is no need at all to inform all those people, means the initiative should be avoided. At the same time, lack of coordination. If the message or decision making process given to more people, all those peoples, means they may give more result or at the same time ideas At the plus, we may get more ideas from them. At the same time, in a negative manner, if we want to get the positive comments from one of the people, means most of the people may have the difference of opinion. We can't be able to get the decision making within the stipulated period too. So that the coordination will be missing when the formal communication, which is given by the top two, middle and lower level people. At the same time, the fear, how to overcome that. If we, the top level management may give some orders and instructions to the middle and lower level people. They can't be able to express ourselves, or they are not able to say their opinions, means which is now it will be the waste of time. At the same time, they can't get the maximum extent of the result. The behavior which is given by most of the time, the behavior will be the autocratic one. Autocratic means any one of the people may take the decision and they may just convey the circular to the another persons too. So they can't be able to express themselves. They just read the message and they have to sign, so that the negative behavior will be possible at the time of autocratic, which is given by the top level management, authoritarian system. So I have a power, I have to give the circular, you have to obey, which is the basic system behind that formal communication. So that no one can able to convey the messages freely, means it will be the -1. Informal communication, there is no need at all to flow the message from top to toe. We just exchange the thought with our colleagues or else with our lower level people, or unofficial communication, which is comes under the category of the informal communication. So that most of the time, which may comes at under the chats and some gossips like that. So whatever it may be, we may discuss. At the same time, it will be not flow from the top to toe. Top to lower level people. So all those people, we may give the message to our colleagues equal to us, lower level, or else top to. So there is no flow of information to top to lower level people, which is called as informal communication. So if you want to communicate the easy as well as the or else to the fast medium, means the informal communication is the very best options too. So the message wants to spread easily or fast medium. We have to get the choice of informal communication, free environment. All those people, there is no restrictions, there is no circulars, there is no meetings and formal instructions or orders which is not given by them. Just we are conveying our ideas to each and everyone, so that they may have the free environment and free psychological factors too. Better human relation. Without any hesitation, all those people, they are ready to convey their messages in their meeting as well as they are else in some other collaborations, so that they can maintain the better human relationship management in an organization. Easy solution of the difficult problems, even though each and every persons may have the more different perceptions too. Perceptions means the assumptions or thoughts towards something else, so that their knowledge, technical skills or financial skills, other ideas, their experience, which can be shared among the people without any flaws. There is no restrictions at all. I am the top, or I am the boss of the company, so I have to convey. There is a methodology which is followed in the formal communication. At the same time, informal communication, there is no need at all. All those people, they are comes into the category of the conveying people or a sender of the message, so they can be able to give the solution for the particular problem. Next one, the satisfying the social needs of the workers. Even though we may, each and every person wants to satisfy themselves from the point of view of the self need or as well as financial need. After that, secured feel. The final one, always they may expect the respect from the society. So they may belongs to the top level or lower level. If their points and feelings which is respected by the organizations, means they may feel or else they may have satisfied their need in an organization. As usual, if you have a plus, the minus also enter into that. Informal communication. What are the flaws between that? Incomplete informations. Even though if we want to convey some message to our friends means, the 20 or 30% of the message or else 50% of the message will be conveyed by ourselves. At the same time, when our friend which is heard by him or her in a right manner means there is no problem at all. Which is conveyed to someone else, it will lead to 30%. Next one, if which is conveyed to some other else means the words, vocabularies, or else the chart without any accurate information which is conveyed to someone else means it will be the incomplete one. We can't follow for the accurate result as an informal communication. So the message will not be fulfilled or else it will be accurate. Committing mistakes, there may be chances for that. The oral or else there is no flaws now, so that top to low, there is no flaws at all. So that the messages only just conveyed means there may be a chance to in words committing mistakes, which is happened to unsystematic communication. There is no proper channels which is used by the organization, which is not good too, even though all those people can't be able to get the messages properly. If we want to convey something, for an example, we are giving bonus for the Diwali with or else for the New Year celebration with the 10% of your salary, which is a message we want to communicate. So top to all those people, lower level people, till the lower level people, we have to communicate in a right manner. Or else some messages which is not given to the purchase department or else to the sales department, advertisement, whatever it may be, there is no circulars at all. So that the message which is given by our friends only. So it may be a right one or wrong one or gossip, whatever it may be, we may discuss with us. There is no possibilities for the better systematic communication through the informal communication. Huge rumor at the same time. There is no circular means the just word of mouth or else we are just conveying that message to someone else. So rumor means which is not a real fact. It will be added some other words, some other incidents, and some other instance to someone else when we convey to someone else. So which may increase more rumors, non-cooperation. If the circular given to all those people, you have to obey or you have to follow that. If there is no need at all, we just hearing the message from someone else, which is not authoritative, which is not given authoritatively or else in an evidence manner. With the circular which is not provided to you, you are not signed in that. At the same time, the mail which is not given to you, I don't know which is the answer which most of the time given by your subordinates. Lack of resistance. We are not able to resist even the freedom which is given to them now. That's why the top level or else the decision making authority, they can't resist the people to provide their or express their feelings. Verbal communications. Verbal means in the word we are express something which is called as the verbal communications. Words may be expressed through our mouth, word of mouth, which is called as oral communication, which is written in maybe a sense formal and informal also, which may included that from word or else oral communication and written communications, which is given by even informal communication. We won't arrange the meeting and which is announced through or announced in between the audience, which is called as informal communication. We just discuss with our friends in our seat, which is called as informal. Even by the word of mouth or verbal communication. Formal communications means we arranged a meeting, we may have some agenda as well as the minutes it will be followed. The exactly agenda means the program schedule, which is we have to convey to the people, shareholders or else to the owners, to the service providers, raw material providers, whatever it may be. Oral communication. So in a formal communication, we may arrange a meeting, we may have the schedule. After that, each and every moment of the meeting, it will be taken by some person, which is called as corporate secretary. So he may get the notes of each and every one person's what they said. At the same time, there are some of the time they may pass the resolution in order to take the decision. Some of the resolutions may pass down. So in the formal communications means they have the structured one. So the verbal communication may be divided into two parts. One is oral communication and written communication. Both the oral communication and written communications may consider the category of the formal and informal communications too. If you are expressing your thoughts, views, words through the word of mouth, which is called as oral communications. If you want to say something or express something or want to communicate something in a written format, which is called as written format, to not only by using the pen, but also the mail, which is called as written communication nowadays. So in order to know that now formal communication, what we know, so that what are the pluses and minuses behind that formal by a word of mouth or else by the through the proper channel, which is given to the top to lower level people, which is flow from the top to lower level people, which is called as formal. And the same, which is there is no need at all to express to each and every person, which is informal. So oral as well as written communications may you can follow in formal and informal too. So what are all the pluses behind the oral communications? If you are expressing your words through the oral, we are able to speak in front of others. What are all the advantages behind? So there is less expensive. There is no need at all to purchase some computer, get internet connection. After that, we have to type something and we have to send it to each and every person as a mail. So that the initiate cost of some written, which is reduced to, even there is no need at all to maintain the files. In order to maintain the files, we have to get one person for maintaining that file. So that there is no need at all to hire some person for that. So which is less expensive. If you want to convey, we can just given the word of mouth, we can express. I want to say something, just arrange a meeting and we can express ourselves, save time for instant decision, which may saves lots of time. The discussion time, we can just convey the message, it will be spread to each and everyone so that we can take the decision immediately. Drafting, typing and sending to the mail and getting for a reply, which is not taken under the or which is not took under the category of the oral communication. So that most of the time the decision making process will be easy. At the same time, it will be save the time too. Immediate feedback. If you are sending mail to someone else, means most of the time it will be read by their self. At the same time, they won't react to the particular mail. After that, we have to call them. What about that mail? I already sent it to you now. You already take the notes now. Where is that? What's the result about it? What is the opinion about that? Each and everything should be asked by someone else after the written communication. For this, not like that. Now you are in front of me. I just convey the message, or else I may call you through the phone. Over the phone means I will convey the message and get the feedback from you. What do you think? You can get the instant result compared with the written communication. Personal contact. If you have the personal touch with in the oral communication, we can get the personal contact with all those people. Even though we are contacting the people face to face or else through the phone means, we can hear their voice, get their feedback, eye to eye contact. We can know their facial expressions, means the personal contact will be increased through the oral communication. Useful in a difficult situations. Most of the time, if you want to convey the message quickly, I already said that now the fire accident happened. If you said all those people in the first floor, you just move away from that particular place. If we are announce that message through the mic to all those floors, means all the people may be immediately run out of that particular place or else fire exit through the fire exit upstairs. So that in order to handle the difficult situations, the oral communication is the best way. cooperative spirit. We can chat through each and every person's may have the face-to-face interactions. They can have or else they can have the feeling to express, means they can express themselves without any hesitations, so that if by the word of mouth we may have some doubts, means we can clarify ourselves. At the same time, the cooperative spirit will be increased through the oral communication, because the team, they may discuss themselves and get the best result out of that. Next one, the useful in secret matters. If we don't want to spread the message to each and everyone, means most of the time written message, it will be shown by one person to another. Do you know? I won't believe that if somebody is said, may I show the result, or else may I show the evidence for that particular message. The mail or else some messages which is given by the persons, which may be reveals to the secret matters. So if we want to maintain the secret, the face-to-face interaction and the oral communication, which is better for the organization. Persuasive. At the same time, the other person's methodology or else views, which is want to get immediately, which is the best one too. Even though some of the words which is not understandable by each and every personality. Most of the time, the skilled persons or else they are belongs to the particular technical skills, means they have to understand what they, or else to, if which is drafted by the master degree personalities or else educated fellow, which is not able to understand by the lower level people. If which is given by the word of mouth, if they have doubt, they can raise. I have one doubt, or else the wage workers, or else the lower level employees and supervisors, foremen, they won't have much level of knowledge compared with the middle level and the lower level executive peoples. They may well educated, they may have the top level technical skills too, so that the lower level audience also able to understand the oral communication. Next one, are all the pluses begins, that means we have to know. If you want to speak in front of the audience or else some other people, means as usual we may have some demerits or drawbacks, means that there is no accountability, which is the word which is given only through the word of mouth, means which is, they may consider that there is no need at all to the message which is conveyed to all those open audience. It is not my responsibility, because the circular which is not given to you now. That's why most of the time the responsibility will be not accepted by the persons who has attended the meeting in our organizations. No reference value, even though if in future we want to get some opinions from them, means most of the time they may just discuss in an open hall, so that the clarity or else the value for the particular message, which is not possible to get it. That no legality, even though for a future evidence which which will not be accepted by the court or else for the some other persons. So by the word of mouth we have just given that messages now. That's why legally which is not accepted one on or else we may have the footnote or recordings of the particular messages, or else which is not accepted by them. Greater scope for errors. Most of the time the words which is used by me, which will not be apt up to you, the persons or the audience, their level of understanding only they can decode that words. Decoding means we are getting that messages or how we are receiving that message from the sender. Easily forgotten. If the meeting is started, almost 15 messages which is given to you. Most of the people, they may have daydreaming or else they may think about something else. They are not caring about that. They are not interested about the speaker or some other problem, means most of the points, out of 15 points, most of the people may think 10 points are remember, 10 or 5, 6 based on their level, not useful for the long distance. Even though face-to-face reactions or else we want to convey means, which is not possible to reach that particular people. So most of the time the written communication, which is carried out while our business, which is carried out in overseas through the overseas too. Next one, out of oral communication, we may have lots of pluses and minuses too. Written communication, if you are giving some messages to the person through the written format, easy to preserve means we are safeguarding as a record for the future one. We can present the easy one. Even for an example, if we want to express the sales during the year 2021, so from the January to December, we can provide the chart. From the chart, we can easily understand the details what we want to convey. Maybe a chance March it will be low, April it will be high, and March it will be again, in the May it will be reduced, in November it will be in a peak means, which is easy to present the messages through the charts too. Permanent record for future evidence, for legally you can maintain that. Prevention of wastage of time and money. Most of the time, if you want to conduct the meeting means we have to book the hall. After that, we have to provide the snacks to them. After that, all those facilities behind that, we have to provide each and everything. It will be, and one more thing, if you want to conduct the meeting means they just ignore their work. After that, they have to attend the meeting. At the same time, you are just sending a mail means the message which is passed on to them and they can continue their work. Accurate presentation. Each and every word and the charts or any other points, explanations, which will be more accurate compared with the word of mouth or oral communication. Delegation of authority means we are transferring our authority to someone else, which is called as delegation of authority. For an example, any one of the person who is absent today means who is the next person to delegate that work or carry on that work. For an example, manager, after that the assistant manager, like that. Finance manager, after that assistant finance manager, like that. So the delegation means we are delivering or delegating our work to someone else. We are transferring our power to someone else, which is called as the delegation of authority, which is passed, which is well and good through the written communication. Longevity and used in a reference. For the future reference, which is a basic thing, we will make use of it. For an example, 1919 records or 2000 records or 2015 records, whatever it may be, the previous records will be maintainable through one while the company which is written have the written communication, or else which is not possible. We may say the word of mouth means which is not possible to as a record for the future. It will be the effective communication because we have written all those details accurately and get the sign from them. So that which is an effective way of communications. Maintaining the image. Image means the top level to lower level, the flows of the words and each and everything, it will be in a formal way so that the image of the company, it will be more, so that they may maintain the accounting standards as well as the business standards too. The goodwill of the company, it will be more while we have maintained the proper record as a written one. Proper informations too. The lack of information which is possible through the oral communication, because based on the sender of the message, it will be lacking. At the same time, if you have a written communication means anyone can open that file and read that all those details, and he could or she could able to understand clearly. Less destination properly. So that destination means which is kept as a record for a very long time, which is not maybe a chance we may maintain as a record in a book, at the same time in a computer, in a cloud computing. So many places we can be able to access to. Controlling tool. So that talk to low, which is the formal communication, which is given in a form of written format means the company can itself able to control all those people in which is called as the internal control system, apart from the third parties who is coming to control yourself. Before that the company itself framed the structure of the company so that which may have the better control, easy to verify. If you want to check something, you just go into the file and search. You can easily get the message. Written communication, as usual, if you have a plus, some minuses too. Expensive. You should have the laptop or desktop computer. You should have the internet access. You should have the technical knowledge, how to access or how to send a mail and how to receive the mail, how to type the messages in the social media, each and everything. Training should be given to them, each and everything. The initiative or initial cost, it will be more while we are acting the written communication process. Time consuming. If you want to convey immediately means it's not possible through the written communication. We have to frame. After that, we have to check all those without any flaws. After that only we can able to send the mail. So that a time consuming factor, useless for illiterate people who is not studied, even though studied well, or else they don't have educational qualification, means it is not possible through the written communication. Even though not only in an organization, not only the educated peoples are the wages, daily workers and the lower level people, sweepers or some other scavengers who may working in our organization, there is no need at all to have the educational qualifications too. So if you want to communicate something to them, means they may use most of the time for the sign, instead of signing into them, they may provide the thumb impressions for getting the salary itself. Means they are not able to get the clear idea about the circular which is given by the management. So if you want to communicate to the illiterate people, written communication, which is 0% result will be given by them. Difficult to maintain secrecy. At the same time, if you are given in a written format, there is no need at all. All those spread the messages to all those people through the social media, or else they may show to someone else. I have evidence, that's like delay. As usual, I already said that now, which is a time taken process for the immediate response, which is not possible. Complex word. If the draft which is drafted by the person, based on that only the circular, it will be provided to someone else. Based on their level of understanding only, they can draft that. So that the words which is used in the communication process, which is a tedious ones, means they can't understand by some other personalities. There's a lack of direct relations. Even though word of mouth means we may have the face-to-face interactions through the video conferencing or some other method of meetings, means we may have some direct relations and face-to-face interactions, which may increase the relationship between the human resources in an organization. While the written organization, we just provide the circular to your face. You just read out and sign it in that. So there is no relationship between the one person to another in an organization. Non-verbal communications, apart from the formal, informal, and written and oral communication, we may have some other communication methodology in personal life and in our professional life too, which is called as non-verbal communications. So that there is no need at all to express all those expressions or feelings and all those messages, informations through the words or else through the words means by a word of mouth or else through the written format. Apart from that, we can able to convey the messages in the form of non-verbal communication, which is called as gesture, body language, body positions. Each and everything will be comes under the category of the non-verbal communication. There is no need at all to speak through the word of my mouth or else through the word which is written in a mail or else social media or in a paper. Without that, the facial expressions, body structures, or gesture of the particular personality, your feelings, eye contact, your talked to all those body which is expressed to someone else or else to the particular communication. For an example, if you are angry, your face will be more reddish or else pinkish like that. At the same time, if you are smiling, the eyes will be more bright. If you are feel happy, the expression will be more. For an example, if a company or organization announced that if you have a 5% of bonus for the a bonus for the Diwali or New Year, means hope you feel happy. So I hope you expressed through that. Thumb for the right thumb as well as to the reverse thumb, which is for the defeat, which is for the success, or it's all the best. Whatever it may be, you are stressed, worried, annoyed, helpless, whatever it may be, it will be expressed through the non-verbal communications too, which is called as, there is no need for the word of mouth or written format. Apart from that, you are expressing something through your body language, which is called as non-verbal communications. What are the pluses and minuses begins that? If you are the person belongs to your company who is physically challenged, they are not able to hear something, means if you are giving through the facial expression, which is the best one. For example, some of the companies may hire the people who are physically challenged to, even though Aarti Masala, Shakti Masala, like that, they may hire all those kind of people. For the deaf people, you can't provide the oral messages. You can express your views through the non-verbal communication or through your body language, means which will be easy to adapt by them. Silent zones. If you want, for an example, maybe a chance in prayer hall or else in a meeting hall, maybe in a library. So we can't able to express through the word of mouth, which is a bright way to communicate the secrets. We may nod in your head, yes, no, keep silence, like that. So that most of the time the facial expressions may give the indirect meaning what you want to convey. At the same time, distance poses. Even though some other video calls and some other, not only we may say just to say yes. At the same time, your facial reactions, which is not aptitude, that means. So we can find out through their facial reactions, which is good or not, like that. Next one, when we want to convey the messages in a short way, we may just say thumb, we may show the thumb and you carry on. Some of the time, if we want to congratulate some persons, means we may have some hug, or else we may just appreciate themselves by handshaking and some other gestures. So there is no need at all to express through the words. We just by through our body language we can save the time. There is no need to speak more in a meeting, or there is no time to draft the messages. Apart from that, we can just convey the message from our facial expressions and body gestures too. So who is not able to understand our language, maybe a chance who is not belongs to our state or our country, means it is a bright way. We can through our body language we can express something to them. For all the minuses begins that. For the simple answer, which is possible, nodding your head, yes, no, or else congratulations, I can't avoid, say bye, like that, which is okay. If you want to convey long conversations, means which is not possible, like a deaf movie, we can't be able to hear something. Next one, we can't be able to discuss, even though in a library we can't discuss, not like that. You just act to them. There is no need at all, or we are not having the options to react to that. Next one, even if some body languages, it is not possible to understand by the receiver. If you are saying in a right manner, they can't be able to read your facial reactions, means which is a -1 in the view of the sender. Next one, for the public tool, which is not the right one, even though if you want to convey the message to the large people or else to the mass people, means which is not the right one, even though face-to-face interactions, which is possible. Even how many of the peoples they may notice our body language, which is the main flaws behind that non-verbal communications, which is not accepted, and we can't be used everywhere in an organization. At the same time, all those people, they not prefer to give the non-verbal and body languages. Most of the time, we want to convey through the word of mouth or else in written communications. We can't create the impression upon people's listeners. So what you want to convey, which is not exactly given through the non-verbal communications. So we should know, we know the types between the communications, even though formal, informal. If the messages which is flow from top to lower level people, which is called as formal communication, like a great point, all those people, they can convert or convey the message to each and everyone, which is called as informal communication. And written and oral communication. If the word of mouth, which is given oral, which is in a form of mails, letters, and charts, which is circulars, which is given, means which is called as a written. The final one, non-verbal communications. Non-verbal means there is no need at all to give the word of mouth, or else by using the records. Apart from that, we can use the some of the facial expressions and body language, which is called as the non-verbal communications, all body languages. So which are all the possibilities to convey the message in an organization. After that, what are the barriers of communication? We just know what are the minuses behind that. After that only we can go for the remedies. So that barriers for the effective communications will be the process, personal and physical and semantic barriers are there. Even process means, I already said that now, one sender or one receiver, after that there is a message between them. After that, the feedback will be received by someone else. If the sender is not okay, the receiver who is not, if the sender who is not able to give the entire detail, or else the receiver who is not interested in your topic, or else coding encoding means what you have delivered and what he is understanding, which is called as encoding and decoding. Medium means what all the channels you have used, the feedback, which is right or wrong, whatever it may be. If the process, sender, receiver, feedback, and some other messages are which are the factors, if there is any lacking, means which is called as process barriers. Personal barriers, the persons two took place now. One is sender, one more is receiver. If there is any problem between the people, the level of understanding and conveying the message, which is called as personal barrier. If someone is feared to speak in front of others, lack of confidence, unwilling to communicate or else listen, and lack of proper incentive, he is not interested with your topic, whatever it may. If the person who is not interested to receive or else convey the message in a right manner, which is called as personal barrier. Physical barrier, defects in media. If we are using in an online mode, we are conducting the meeting now in a form of Zoom, some other also Google Meet or WebEx. So many social media networks and the apps which is available to convey the messages. If there is any defect in media's networks, which comes under the category of the physical barrier. Distractions in environment. If the messages which is organized in a meeting hall, means it will be more silent. If it is organized in an open auditorium, or else which is organized in public places, means the distractions will be more. At the same time, the distance between the two people, the words which is heard by him or conveyed by someone else, which is a basic thing. Even though through the phone itself we may have some signal problem like that. Ignorance of the medium. If we don't know or we don't have any awareness towards the particular social media or else app, or how to use the electronic gadgets, how to install that, or else how to use, the lack of medium, which is also comes under that. Physical disability. If the receiver or sender have some physical inability, means which is also comes under the category of the physical barrier. Semantic barrier, which is comes based on the level of perceptions, ideas, feelings, thoughts, what I have received, which will not be understood by the some other also. Each and every persons may have their own perceptions towards each and everything. So which is comes under the category of the semantic barriers. I already said that now semantic means the level of perceptions between the two persons. So which is called as semantic barriers. So how far as the language, the pronunciations, so or else a level of understanding, each and everything will be comes under the category. So which are all the barriers begins that. So receiver, sender, medium, what all the modes we have used, the level of understanding, words, technical skills, each and everything will be the barriers for the better communication in your personal life, in our professional life too. So that we find out all those why we need the communication process, what are the types behind that, what are all the barriers behind that, and for the barriers how to overcome, which is the final one we have to learn for the final better result in your organization, in your profession, in your personal life. First of all, we have to overcome all those barriers. So we have lots of barriers now. So if someone is conveying something to you, means just to listen without any interruption as well as the interactions too. Don't have any distractions from the particular topic. Just listen carefully, take a notes, put the key notes in your brain. After that only you can get the message properly in order to get the betterment of the result. So the first remedy you have to follow, listen, and again listen patiently. Next one, body language. If you have attended some other meetings, means sit properly at the same time, have some attentions towards them, have some eye-to-eye contacts, some facial expressions. How far as I'm interested in your topic, or else I'm ready to hear something which is given by you. Each and everything should be showed in your body language and gesture itself. Next one, check your message before hit it send. Even if you are sending a message or receiving a message, means if you are typing something, even though if you have some other work in urgent, check once and twice too, even though for the clarity and accuracy of the particular message. You should check twice before sending the message to each and everyone. Maybe a chance through the mail, or else to the social media network, or else WhatsApp groups, whatever it may be, in your organizations, in your family groups, whatever it may be. Check before you send. Read again before sending the messages for the better communication. Draft in the right manner. The words, vocabularies without grammatical mistakes, the level of understanding, the graphs, charts, whatever it may be, check twice, send the message. Write things down. Take a note. All those details should be drafted in a rough paper. After that only we may, the what you have imagined, it should be converted to some other form. So that write all those things, what you want to express. After that, drafted in a right manner and explain through the word of mouth or else through the written format. Think before you speak. Think before you speak, which is before you speak, you have to think if the messages which is given to some other else, which is true, which is necessary to confirm to them, which is helpful, which is inspiring, is it kind. So that you should have some idea and clarity before speaking in front of someone else. You should provide some useful information to them. So before speak, not only in your professional life, but also in your personal life too, before speak some words in front of them, think those kind of points to true, helpful, inspiring, necessary, and the word which is used in a right manner. Treat everyone equally. If you are communicating something or receiving messages from whoever it may be, respect their feelings and words. Each and every person who have the equal respect in a society. So that respect them, maintain the positive attitude and smile. Even though if someone is want to convey something, means you say, don't say, I already know, I have some knowledge towards that, don't want to convey. I know, already know that all those facts. There is no need at all to discuss, or else stop talking. Please, these kind of negative aspects should be avoided, and give the positive attitude and give the smile while someone is express or giving attentions to you. Be clear what you want to convey through the word of mouth, or else in a form of written means. You should be more clear. After that only you can be able to express that. Choose better medium. Even we have lots of medium to convey the messages. Maybe a chance, hope we have electronic gadgets, computer, laptop, desktop, mobile phones, landline phones, even have some courier or some other modes, whatever it may be, social media networks, which is chosen by the person to convey the messages, it should be the right one. So to the mass or to the individual, based on the receivers, it should be chosen in a right way. So before concluding that, I want to show some video why we need the communication in an organization and in our personal life. So just wait for a video. After that we can. Yes.
We all use words and language every day to interact with people at work. But do we really communicate effectively? Effective communication can be broken down into three parts: listening, understanding, and responding. Let's look at these one by one. Listening involves hearing the words that are being said, taking in nonverbal cues such as body language and facial expressions, plus paying attention to voice modulation. We then move on to the next stage: understanding or giving meaning to what we have heard. Most communication breakdowns happen at this stage because we often misunderstand or misinterpret what is being said. When we make errors in interpretation, we are likely to respond incorrectly as well. For example, your boss asks you if the task that he assigned to you has been completed. If you interpret that as the boss blaming you for not completing the task, you're likely to respond with anger. However, if you interpret that as your boss wanting to just know the status of the task, you are likely to feel less angry and defensive. How we interpret what we hear is affected by the thoughts that pop up in our minds when we are listening. At Way Forward, we help you catch these automatic thoughts so you can reduce communication errors and be more productive at work. For more information, reach out at www.wayforward.co.in.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Am I right, my dear friends? May I get the answer from you, my dear? Hope you seen the video and understand what we have given. So that in this video, we have explained that there is three important tasks in communication. One is listening, one more what level we have understand that concept, and responding or giving feedback to them. So which is called as the basic thing we have to follow. So we should listen. After that, we should understand the concept. Finally, after hearing all those details, we have to respond to the message giver or else the sender, which is the basic thing we have to follow while in your personal life and profession and social life too. So thanks a lot for your patience listening, as well as giving answers through the chat box. So I thank all those participants who has attended this meeting and give the attention towards throughout the entire session. Thanks a lot to the organizers, Dr. or Ravindra sir, at the same time, who has approached me for this program, Mary Florence ma'am. I thank God Almighty for giving this opportunity. I thank one and all for this wonderful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, thank you for the wonderful presentation. It was really effective, the way of communication that happens in business, and also it reflected intrapersonal, interpersonal communication as well. It is very important indeed, communicating with ourselves and communicating with others. It's very essential in the present world, where even in non-verbal communication, verbal communication, most of the communication happens through non-verbal communication. So it is very essential that we learn to communicate. It's not that we want to communicate something we intended to, but the other person also should be able to receive the way or the content or the message we wanted to convey. Often what happens in the communication, that we want to convey something, but the other person understands it in some other way. So why this happens is because we are not aware of how we are communicating consciously. We think, yes, we have said the word or we have communicated, but there's lot of verbal and non-verbal communication goes in place, like you mentioned, the tone, voice, pitch, and the gestures, facial expressions, body language, all those things add to the message, and it altogether may alter the message, or it may intensify the magnitude of the message, or it may nullify the message. So this is a very important topic as such. It was very well presented. Hope everyone enjoyed. A lot of appreciation in the chat box. Yeah, and participants, if you have any queries, comments, observations, you are free to unmute and share your comments or observations. If you are unable to unmute, you can raise your hand so that we can unmute yourself. Yeah, Mary ma'am.
Following session, like I liked, you have really done 200% justice to the topic. So what and all we didn't know about communication, we know today. So, and it's a very different topic. Not everyone takes it and do, but your PPT is 200% justice you have done for the PPT. It's a wonderful presentation. I liked it a lot. Today's session, I have seen a lot of your sessions, but today's an extraordinary session for me.
Thanks.
I have no doubts, but very 200% you have done justice, especially the PPT and the way you presented. It is very mind blowing. So,
I just want to convey that, ma'am, the PPT which is prepared by my daughter, she is studying 10th standard now. She is Samita. She only prepared the entire PPT after 3 o'clock. She completed within an hour.
Tell my congratulations to her, madam.
She also convey her regards to you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Even
Yeah, actually, no, we because I also prepare PPT now. Then we if we see people like you, know, we learn how to prepare PPT. But you're always done justice. I've seen you there also in 5 o'clock seminar. I've seen here also. So I always like to call you as the guest for my sessions. So my hearty congratulations to you and to your best in life, and may all good things happen. All the best for life and your profession also.
thanks a lot for your invitation as well as for your blessings to me and to my daughter, ma'am. I feel so happy for this. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot.
I'm very happy to get connected to you because suddenly one day I called you and I told Na that whenever I call you, you instantly come and present. Some people take time. No, tomorrow, 2 days, I can't do. But on the spot, you are this. That is that the spirit and josh you have. I'm really appreciate that spirit because
Thanks,
I
ma'am.
also told you yesterday only. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that effort you have taken. Na within 24 hours is immense. Not everybody does that. They will tell, give me 1 week. I have contacted many speakers. They have said 1 week. You should have informed me 2 weeks in advance because daily I'm contacting speakers. So I know how it is. But the instant you gave na that only is for me a big appreciation for me. Second is your PowerPoint. First, that only is 100%. I feel happy.
Thank you.
Agreed. Second, you prepared today excellent. It was more than other sessions today. Excellent. It was so. I heartily congratulate. May God bless you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Even though hope you have lots of time, even not which is more than 1 hour 45 minutes, so that we can able to convey elaborately means we can add on more points to the participants. Even we can have some elaborate knowledge towards the particular point, which is a basic thing I want to express in this webinar platform. That's why I can add more slides, even elaborately from the beginning point to the end point. I have to convey all those things to the participants. That's why I could able to add on more slides in this webinar too. Thank you for your, there is no time constraints to explain those what we have in our knowledge, which is a success of this webinar, I think. Thank you.
Dear participants, if you have anyone else what would like to share, you can share in chat box or you can unmute yourself. Thank you, ma'am, once again for joining us for the wonderful session. And we wish you all the success on behalf of Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art Sciences and Wellbeing, and also on behalf of all the participants. Thank you once again, and we welcome you for future sessions as well. Wishing you all the success.
Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot for this opportunity, Dr. Ravindra, sir. Thank you. I feel happy too. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear participants, kindly fill up the feedback form. It will be raised in the form of polls in the platform. There is no external link. So kindly be alert. Do not close any pop-up window that is coming up, and do not move away from the Zoom platform. We are raising the feedback form in the form of polls. Kindly fill up the feedback form. It is mandatory for receiving the certificate. So we have 5 minutes time to fill up the feedback form. So quickly everyone respond to the feedback form. Thank you. Everyone kindly fill up the feedback form. It is mandatory to receive your certificate. Dear participants, kindly fill up the feedback form in the form of polls in the Zoom platform. There is no external link that can be shared. So kindly quickly fill up the feedback form. Certificate will be issued online on the webinar website. A Google Drive link will be provided on the website link where you can download your certificates within 15 working days. Kindly do attend daily sessions. We have from 6 to 8 and also on Sundays from 11 to 4 or 5 based on the number of sessions. This week, on this Sunday, we have a theme on animal welfare. So animal lovers and who are interested in animal welfare, it's very useful. So kindly do join us and share this information with your friends. And also, they kindly join this Telegram channel and Facebook group so that you will be receiving regular updates about the events and registration form links, and whenever certificates are issued, you can also receive the updates. So kindly join and share with your friends and colleagues. This is wonderful platform. If you are among the subject experts who are attending, you can also present in this international webinar series. Kindly contact us through WhatsApp or email by sharing your details and consent so that we can invite you, or you can approach us. So you can be part of this platform as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. This is wonderful initiative. So you all can be part of this 75 years of independence celebrations, and this will be a memorable for everyone. So do join for presentations and participation. Share with your friends and colleagues. Thank you for joining us. Before leaving, kindly fill up the feedback form. After filling up the feedback form, we can leave the webinar. Thank you once again for joining us for the International Webinar Series on behalf of Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute and Center for Arts, Sciences and Wellbeing. Thank you. We have another 2 minutes for the feedback form. Kindly fill up the feedback form and we'll be ending the meeting as well as the feedback form in 2 minutes.